Okay. We
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Oh,
Kel
let me see if
McFarland.
we got somebody in here. I bet it's Phoenix. Is it Phoenix? Where you at, Phoenix?
Hi.
Somebody
Kel
was
McFarland.
waiting. Got somebody in here. I bet it's. Oh, hang on. Let me turn this down. Phoenix, where you at, Phoenix? Okay.
Okay, what I was going to tell people, please like, thumbs up, whatever you got to do to help our algorithm. Please share us out. We're going live. Comment, hit that notification button. You know the rules.
Yeah, guys, it really helps us out. Yeah, and like Kel said, if you don't care, hit that like button and make sure you tap that notification bell. That way you're notified every time we upload a video.
Or we're live.
Yeah. Or when I upload a video. We was going to go to Mount Royal. That didn't happen because I slept too late. And then when I did get up, I was going to go ahead and go to pay respects to my nephew and clean his grave up. And that didn't happen either because I didn't want to go up there by myself because it was getting ready to get dark. So I went to see my mom and a friend, and then I went to Walmart and
That's all,
came
friends.
home, and I called Cal.
Ooh. Since we're going to tell ghost stories, I had the English Kel, the SLS camera feature app, whatever. And I was outside again, letting Ruby outside.
Hello, Southern Belle.
Hi, Southern Belle. And when I was out there letting Ruby out, I like to play with it to see if I see anything else. And since I have to pay for the app, I couldn't record it, but I would have loved to. But I was watching, and by where I feed my kitty cats under the tree where the fairies like to go, these little fairy nest, I saw like little tiny, like about 3 feet tall, a couple of them.
Really?
Like it was like with the camera, so it had the outline of them.
Wow, how cool is that, dude?
And then I saw Amberly, like, at the
Yeah,
corner of her house.
she's telling me she saw Amberly peeking out the corner like, peekaboo,
Yes,
peekaboo.
I thought that was cool with that feature. I don't really want to pay that much for something when I think I want to buy the camera at some point,
Go, Dove.
because I'm sure it's better than the app.
Come here. Come to mama. Come here. Come here. Come here,
And
baby. Oh, God. Go on then. Go. Go. You
then
gonna be where you go.
then
Go.
I thought we could tell ghost stories, because I have a few more other ones that I haven't really told.
Hey, Belle, was it you last night or was it Phoenix Fire that caught that doll moving? Because guess what? She did.
Yep.
And I believe she was sucking the batteries out of that. My grandson, it's like a little hybrid toy. It's like a car that's got little wings on it. And it's going, and the little blue lights were lighting up on it. So I told you it was one of them, Kel. I went back and watched the video last night, and yes, you did move.
And also, the doll kept, it was either the doll or other spirits that kept saying my name.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think she liked how I was just talking nice to her, and like I would my niece.
I don't know why. I mean, you know, a lot of times I can catch it right on what they're saying. But when I go back and I'm watching the video, or if I'm going to edit, you know, like if I'm out filming and I'm going to have to go back and I got to watch that footage to edit, because, you know, a lot of times, Kellen, you know this,
Mhm.
when you go out and you do paranormal investigations, you're doing hours of footage.
Oh,
So
yeah. I know
you
that.
got to cut a lot of that crap out because people don't want to see all that boring crap. You want to put in what you catch. If
Yeah.
I put in all that I caught, guys, you guys wouldn't watch my channel because you'd be sitting there for hours watching stuff until I finally caught something. And I don't want to put you through that. So I always just put in the good stuff, you know?
And
But
a cool thing that you could do if you can do it on your videos, because I know a lot of editing software can let you put text on your video.
yeah, I do put text on my
Yeah.
videos.
So, well, your earlier ones, you know, because I've went back and watched some of the earlier ones. Um, you know, when you catch an EVP or whatever, you write what it is or what you think it is or unexplained sound for the people who are hearing impaired.
Yeah. I try to do that a lot of times. And then sometimes I don't know why I didn't do it.
Because
But
we're
90% of my videos has it on them.
because I've done it before. It's out of pure love for me.
But yeah, I was telling Kel, Southern Belle, I left that doll in the chair last night. And I had it facing towards the TV because I was so tired, you know, I just wanted to lay down after we got off the live stream. My cat was down in front of that doll and it was looking up at it, and then it was like turning its head like it was following something, and then it looked towards the hallway like whatever it was walked down the hallway. Well, the cat went down the hallway. You know how you'll spook a cat and they'll jump and then they'll come running? Well, that's what she did. He did. I got up, went and looked, and didn't see anything. I told Kel, I said, well, I didn't see what it was there, but Sage saw it.
Yeah, animals where their eye spectrum, they can detect stuff like that.
And I'm telling you, his eyes were just gigantic. Like, Mama, are you seeing this? He'd look at me and he'd look at the doll. He'd look at me and look at the doll.
Yeah. The when I put the Bible back in the Amazon box I keep it in, I know. And I wrapped it in the silk that I keep it in. And I set it over by my window, and last night I kept hearing tapping at the window. I was like, all right then. Cool.
Hello, Miss Elisa. How are you tonight, doll?
We're going to tell some of our ghost stories. Oh, I didn't tell you. I've went to a couple cemeteries. Like I went, like there's a Black Hills cemetery. Like maybe like let's say by car it's like 2 minutes, down the road, and that's where the Black Hills massacre happened. With the Indians scalping the family back in 1786 or something. Anyway, I was in the cemetery with Michelle and another investigator friend of mine, and we're up on this like because it was a little hill, and we kept seeing little orbs on the tombstones, and I just kept my eyes on them because at first I thought it. You know how people have the little solar lights sometimes at their loved one's grave, and I was like, that one doesn't. No, and I'm thinking, no, no, that like Justin. I was like, no, that's orbs. And another cool thing that happened, and it was when I was with Michelle, and we were with her cousin Matt at the time, and it was the same cemetery because Michelle's grandpa, when he was living, used to live right across from it, right? Well, I was looking down at the cemetery and I thought it was a statue down there. And I pulled out my phone because, the iPhones or any camera, you can pull out your camera or your video and like zoom it in.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see through it. And I was like, no, that's not a statue. And it looked like a person. Like, it was white. Like, I've never seen a white shadow person. You know, you always see of a black shadow person, right? Like,
Right.
and it was white, like solid white, even its clothes. I couldn't even see, you know, that's the first time I've actually seen a spirit like look solid white, and all I could make out was like the shape of them, right? That's why I thought it was like they put a statue in the cemetery. And this is a small cemetery, so there'd be no statues, right?
Right.
And I was joking with Michelle because we like Doctor Who, so I thought it was like one of those weeping angels. I was like, watch, it's going to disappear when I look at it. Disappeared.
Wow.
And I was like, well, that was interesting. I need to find that video too. That was because I videoed it. And
we had went to Jornigan Cemetery one night, and it was one of the first times that Dwayne had ever did. He ever went with me on one of my investigations, right?
I remember watching that one.
Anyway, we're walking back through there, and I could tell by the look on his face. He was, I mean, all the color just left out of his face, and he was speechless, and he was pointing. And when I turned my camera around to see what, all I could see was the shadow of it, and it disappeared, and just like real quick like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I said, "What did you see?" He said, "Right back there next to that mausoleum." He said, "I'm telling you, there was a man in a suit standing there looking right at me." I said, "Well, let's go down there to that mausoleum." We went down there, and I walked right in the spot where he seen it, and I was filming right in there, and you could feel a really strong presence. We had caught some really good EVPs up there that night, and then my daughter Angie wanted to go. Well, when we went in the cemetery, we had got there before Angie and Jimmy did. And we was waiting for them to show up because I had called the police department to let them know that we was going to be there. That way, if anybody called, they'd know that we done called in, let them know that it was us up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're standing there waiting, and we go ahead and to do our prayer. And Xavier's like, "Mama, I just saw two guys over there." I'm like, "Son, just hang on a minute. Let's just finish this prayer." As soon as we got done with that prayer, he was like, I said, "Xavier, what's wrong with you?" He said, "Mama, I'm telling you, I just saw two men over there." I said, "Well, it's okay, son." Well, the guys was evidently up there trying to steal the lawnmower equipment out of the garage, the sheds up there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see him at first, but Xavier did. And here Angie and them came. We walk around the cemetery. Dwayne and Jimmy had disappeared, so it was just me and Angie, and Xavier had went with Jimmy and Dwayne. Here he comes walking down through there, and I said, "Well, come on." I said, "Let's go catch up with Papa and Jimmy." Here we go walking down through there, and Xavier's like, "Mama, what are you doing?" Because we saw two guys walking down through the cemetery, and we thought it was Jimmy and Dwayne. He said, "Mama, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm following your Papa." I said, "Right there he goes." He said, "Mama, Papa's up there behind the house." I turned my flashlight around. I got on the radio. I said, "Dwayne, are you up there?" "Yeah, we're up here behind the house." "Why?" I said, "Then you tell me who the hell that is walking right there in the cemetery." It was those guys that was hiding back behind the tombstones watching us.
Hmm.
Then when I started shining my flashlight on them, they got out of there. But we was going around to the side, and you can hear it on my video. It went, "What are you doing here?"
Ew.
And I looked at Angie, and I looked at Dwayne. I said, "Please tell me you heard that." And it sounded like it was right behind the tree. So, you know me, instantly I ran behind that tree trying to find out what it was, but nothing there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was crazy. Belle says, my Shih Tzu mix plays with the spirit in my house sometimes. I thought I got her on video once, but I forgot to push record. Oh man, that sucks when that happens. It was a new phone, so I wasn't sure how to record with it. Wow, I hate those moments like that, Belle. I did that too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there was this other time where I was at my friend's house that has that negative spirit, you know, the one I keep talking about that pulled my hair and stuff. I was watching her kids while she went to the laundromat because this is when she just moved in and they didn't have their washer and dryer hooked up yet. And, um, you know, her husband came in and because he worked night shift at the time. So I was watching the kids while he slept, right? And I kept looking over in the direction of, you know, the little girl's bedroom, you know, their daughter's bedroom, because the boys were in here with me and she went with her mom, right? So I had the boys. And I looked over at the oldest son and I said, "Did you leave something on in there in your sister's room?" "No." He was watching like TV or something on the TV and the baby was just like 6 months old. So I was like, laid the baby down and went in and looked around and didn't see anything, but the closet door just started, you know, opening up. And this is before I found out that it was kind of a negative spirit, you know, me
Right.
feeling out. And I saw like this little figure about 3 feet tall. And you could see like two eyes looking at me and they kind of looked blue, you know, like a kid. And I was like, I know she went with her mom, you know, at first, right? Because at first I was like, nah, that's just, you know, the daughter, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, wait a minute, she went with her mom, you know, one of those, right? So I opened the closet and I was looking around and I just felt a tug on, what was that?
Well, I was closing my lid.
Oh, okay. Uh, anyway, also into my conversation. Anyway, um, I felt like this tug on the back of my shirt, like, you know, like a little kid would pull at you. And I turned around and I didn't see anything, but I felt something. And I was just like, okay, you know, in the room, her room stayed ice cold. The rest of the house didn't, you know.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I know she's not here right now, but please. Yes, before I knew it was evil, so I didn't like be mean or nothing. I was like, but could you please leave us alone right now? But there's this other time at the same place, right? I was Aaron was at work, you know, and I was staying with, you know, her, you know, because the kids were at grandma's, and she didn't want to stay by herself. She was scared. And I was like, okay, I'll stay with you. So I was sitting on the couch, you know, watching TV because she went to bed, and the bathroom door was open and it just slammed shut. And I was like, okay. And this is when I found out it was negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got up, went in this little hallway because, you know, the way the bedrooms were, it wasn't a big hallway. It was just a little square, looked like foyer, right? So I was like, all right then. And so I went into the little boys' room, you know, the boys shared. And I was just standing there and I was like, okay, what are you doing?
I hate to interrupt you.
Hmm?
Welcome, Nicole. Nicole is my niece.
Hi, Nicole. My
I love
name
you too,
is Nicole.
sweetheart.
Um, but the weird thing is I heard growling in the closet because the closets were connected, you know, like, and there was a little attic above it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how the bedrooms closets could be connected back to each other. And I heard growling from the closet and I just opened the closet door because I show no fear. And all of a sudden I heard in my ear, "Get out, Kel."
Mm.
And I politely said, "No, I am not getting out." And then I heard it say, "You bitch." I was like, well,
See,
that don't help either.
Well, we went to that cemetery. It was not too far from where we live. Yeah, that's what I was telling Kel earlier. We didn't get to go to Mount Royal. But yeah, I'd like to go tomorrow. Okay, honey. Anyway, Ashley and Kimberly had went up there a couple of weeks prior to that with some friends.
Mm-hmm.
And they came back and Ashley's like, Mom, I need you to watch this. She said, we was just, went up there to be goofing off, and what she captured was a woman standing. You know how the street light was shining a glow down on you?
Mm-hmm.
It was a woman standing there, and she was holding out a flower, like she was trying to hand Ashley a flower. Well, they had heard a bunch of, they'd went up to this, it was a soldier's headstone, and they was trying to take some aluminum foil and, get the name off of it.
Yeah.
You can hear some mumbling that they did not hear this with their ears.
Mm-hmm.
It was through the EVPs that they caught and didn't even realize they caught it. It was like, I'm going to get you for touching my grave. Get away from me now. And my brother Larry came down, and I'm like, listen to this. He said, those girls better stay out of that cemetery. Something bad's up there. Well, we went back, like I said, a couple of weeks after that. And there's a great big pond that's, you got to climb over a fence to get to the pond.
Mm-hmm.
We heard Kel, and it couldn't, I mean, I don't know what could have physically, unless, and the tree wasn't rotten, but there was a great big tree. Now, cows, do frequent that area, but there was a great big tree that just plumped, busted into that pond wide open, and I'm like, what in the heck caused that? Well, we went back, was looking around, then all of a sudden this lady's like, my name is Mary. Hey, I'm Mary. And it was coming through the spirit box. And I happened to look down, and I'm standing at this Mary's grave. I said, Mary, I think it was Mary Shepherd. I said, Mary Shepherd, I said, is this you? She was just carrying on a conversation with us. She was telling us how long she'd been there and what she had died. She died from tuberculosis.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow, we've caught some crazy stuff.
Oh, I got another one you need to hear, and this didn't happen to me. I gave this EVP to, like go through, right? And it was Michelle's cousin, and she's like, "Oh my God, Kel, listen to this." It was her and her friend, and they were smoking pot or cigarettes or something in her friend's new house, and um all you heard is them, how teenagers would do, hee 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 hee, like laughing and carrying on and smoking, whatever, listening to music. And they went out the bedroom door, and they still had the recorder on because they went to the bathroom or were going to do something. And when they shut the door, they heard a woman's voice going, "Are you kidding me?" And then you heard her go, "Excuse me." Because they came back in the room, was giggling, and you could hear that they were lighting up a cigarette lighter, right?
Right.
And all of a sudden you heard that woman go, "Excuse me?" Like, and it was a Class A EVP. And I was like, wow. And I was like, let me guess. The old woman died, and she never liked smoking in her house. And you were smoking in the house, being too loud. And she didn't like either of those.
Yeah. Yes.
And the odd thing is, the girl's mother said that when she was laying in her bed, she would feel like an indention beside her and someone just patting her leg. Like, not sexually, not anything, just,
Right. Letting her know that she's there.
yeah. And that freaked her out. And this place, this house, is right across from where I go to see my nurse practitioner every once in a while. And every time I glance up at that house, and it's just like I can tell when a house has something in it. And I just thought that was so cool that she showed me that EVP.
Yeah, definitely.
because it had me like going, wow, that, because I don't get a lot of Class A EVPs, just every once in a while.
You're right.
And I was like, wow, that just blew my mind. I was like, boy, she was unhappy.
Now I'm going to tell you, the night that my little nephew passed away,
Mhm.
my niece Chrissy was there, and she's the one that answered the phone. And the nurse said, "I need to speak to Rhoda." Well, I got on the phone, and she told me that, and I already knew it. When I went to the hospital that day,
You know it.
I told him it was okay for him to go ahead and take God's hand and go home.
Mhm.
That he was going to be, he's going to be that normal little boy that I told him about.
Yeah.
My nephew was a lot in this world, honey. Let me tell you, he was a lot in this world. For that baby to be sick, he never let you see it. But when he passed away, I went to check on my brother. Came home and I was sitting in the dark in my bedroom, and I'll never forget it. My daughter Angie was scared because she knew I was upset, and she's like, "Mommy, I want to sleep with you." Dwayne was out, with one of his friends. He didn't even know that Josh had passed away yet. And I was in that room in the dark, and I said, "God, I know you don't have to." I said, "But will you please let me know that he's okay, that he's with you?" Kel, this baby, when he was in the hospital, mustered up the strength to reach over and grab my hand, and he was rubbing my hand like this.
Mhm.
That same feeling, I felt him rubbing up and down my arm, and I was straining my eyes so hard in the dark because I wanted to see him. It scared my daughter Angie to death. She said, "Mama, please, I don't want to see him." And I believe that's one reason why Josh didn't show himself to me at that time, is because he didn't want to freak Angie out.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, he had drawn me a picture 2 weeks before he got sick,
Mhm.
and he had put it in my Bible. Now, I didn't know it was in there. He never said anything to me about it. After he died, I was reading through my Bible to try to get some comfort. Um, and I opened up Ezekiel's.
Mhm.
There was that picture. He had drew me. He didn't know when he passed away exactly where he was going to be laid to rest at, but his angel did know, and he led him to show me through that drawing. My nephew had drawed the place where he was going to be resting at, pine trees around it with the big rainbow. And he told me, he said, "Whenever you see a rainbow," he said, "know that I'm thinking of you, and I'll know you're thinking of me." That was our little thing together.
Oh.
Honey, when I opened up that picture and I saw that rainbow and I saw that pine tree and that little boy standing underneath it, he showed me where he was going to be laying to rest at. And when we went to his funeral, we got to go in there before everybody else spent time with him. And
Mhm.
I heard him speak to me plain as day. He said, "Dry your tears." He said, "I'm a normal little boy now, just like you said I was going to be. I'm happy." Kel and his mother, his god awful mother, heard that at the same time I did. We started snapping pictures, and you can see a big white, look like an angel standing there, and
Mhm.
I believe that was him.
Yep.
And let me tell you a story about my mom. My mother, she did everything for her mom. Everything. When my mom was born, her mother died 3 hours after she gave birth to my mom. My mom wasn't adopted. She was gave away to these rich people called McMurrays, which is who I call Mama and Papa. Well, my mom didn't find out till she was 17 years old that she had a slew full of brothers and sisters and that she was given away. Because when my grandmother died, back then they had their babies at home.
Yeah.
My grandfather couldn't take care of her and her twin. Now, we never did find out where the twin went. But Mama was 17 years old when her brother finally let her know, "Hey, I'm your brother, and you got a lot more brothers and sisters too." Well, I mean, that knocked my mom off her socks. She's like, "You're crazy. I only have two sisters." He's like, "No. You got a whole family, and this is why I'm telling you this. This is what happened. Your mother passed away giving birth to you. Well, my mom blamed herself that she was the reason that her mother died,
Well,
but
that
it
no.
wasn't my mom's fault.
Mm-mm.
My grandmother was just, she was done. By then, she had 10 or 12 kids, and her body was done, you know. But anyway, Mom grew up, loving her parents. She didn't look at them as foster parents because they was all she knew. That was her parents. When my mom, like Mary, died, my mom was worried about Papa, and she had made my oldest brother Larry go stay with Papa to make sure he was going to be okay and to help run the grocery store and stuff. Mom would go over there and wash their clothes and tidy up the house and stuff. Well, she went in and she was cleaning, like she always did. She went into the kitchen. She noticed there was a plate laying there with a peanut butter sandwich on the plate, and there was a bite taken out of it. Well, my papa hated peanut butter. Larry didn't like peanut butter. The only one that ate peanut butter was my grandmother. That was her favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Mom didn't think anything of it at the time. She went, covered the sandwich up with whatever, back then they put little cloths over them
Mm-hmm.
and put it in the refrigerator. Well, she went on about cleaning. After she got through cleaning, she thought, well, I'll sit down, play the piano. And she started to play that piano. She heard the water come on in the bathroom. So by then, she's like, well, who's in this house? I know Dad and Larry's not here. She went and looked. Nobody was there. She turns the water off. She goes back in there to sit down, and right as she had her hands on the piano, getting ready to play it, both faucet things come on in the sink in the kitchen, and the cabinet doors on the bottom opened up. She went in there and seen that, and she said it scared her so bad she went running out of the house. She called Papa. She said, who was in there playing games on me? Papa said, honey, I'm up at work at the store, and Larry's right beside of me. He said, there should be nobody in that house. Well, Mom and Dad went back down there, and Daddy walked through the house. And when they was getting ready to leave, Mama's bedroom door slammed. And Mom knew then that it was Mama McMurray trying to get her attention. And then after that, Mom wasn't scared no more. She would go up there and clean and didn't let it bother her. But every time we would go to the cemetery, it was really hard on my mom. She didn't want to leave. My daddy would have to come and say, we got the kids, we got to go home. You can't stay here. And Mom would say, well, but I can't leave. Mama's talking to me. And grant you, Mama was carrying on conversations with Mom.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt in my mind she was. But stuff like that, for my mom to have to witness that. And then she lost my dad right after losing my brother's son. And then for her to witness my brother's soul, his spirit leaving his body.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I told her, I said, Mom, that was a gift from God. That verily, not many people get to witness that.
Nope.
But she got to see that. And Mom don't like to talk about it because it still hurts her,
It's always
She lost her existence. I mean, she lost my dad and my brother. That was her. All of us were grown up and out of the house. It was just Mom and Dad and Stephen.
mm-hmm.
And when my daddy and my brother went, my mom was by herself. And it took years for me to tell her, Mom, you can do this. If Mama Drunin, 90-something years old, in a wheelchair, can live by herself, you can do it too. And we finally gave her that nudge and got her in an apartment. And honey, let me tell you, my mom loves being by herself. She will not. She don't want to go live with nobody. She's got used to being able to do things the way she wants to do them, and that's just the way it is.
Oh, I got a story for you. It's like after my mom died, my dad went to work, my sister was in college. My grandma Dolly went to live with my aunt, her other daughter. And so it was just me, and I was like dusting off
Howdy, Phoenix.
I was I was dusting off the ceiling fan. And, I like to sing when I'm cleaning just because it gives me something to do while I'm cleaning.
Right.
And all of a sudden, because I was on the step ladder, because I'm sure I can't reach the ceiling fan. And all of a sudden, I heard my mom's voice going, "Well, your grandma would like that. Yeah, so you sing so pretty." And I went, "What the?" Like, because I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
it, that I ran into the kitchen and I was like, "What am I doing? Why am I running away from my mother?" And I walked back into the living room and I remember going, "Well, I'm sorry, Mom. You startled me," you know.
Right.
And then when we were moving out of that house, my sister and I were like getting the last few things out of the house, our pets. I was getting Fiona and my other pug I had at the time, Rudy, to bring him, over where I live now. And we turned all the lights off and turned the ceiling fan off, with the little light on it. All of a sudden, it popped back on. My sister and I looked at each other, and I was like, he's like, "What?" I said, "Nia's mom." And my sister's like, "Well, she doesn't want us to leave, does she?" "Nope." I said, "But she can come with us if she wants."
Kel, let me tell you this story. My brother, when my Uncle Bill passed away, right? My mom's brother,
Yeah.
my brother Chris, that's Nicole's dad. Um, my uncle loved all of us, but my brother Chris was the one that would go hang out with Uncle Bill, and he would do things around the yard to help him and stuff like that. And he was very much loved by my uncle. So when my uncle passed away, my aunt ended up in a nursing home,
Hmm.
and they got in contact with my brother and said that it was in the will that my uncle wanted my brother to have his house. And if anybody deserved it, my brother did. And anyway, we hadn't seen my aunt in a long time. She was a really bad alcoholic. Well, the lady up above her was keeping my aunt drunk, trying to get my aunt to sign another deed giving her that house.
Yeah.
Well, she ended up, a little old lady, a little old homeless lady was walking down the road and she heard my aunt screaming for help. This lady got my aunt so drunk that she fell and literally broke her leg. The bone came through the skin. She didn't call 911 for her or anything. My aunt drug her body around in that house for months until gangrene got in her leg, and she knew then it was bad. She needed help. She went to the door and started screaming for help. That's how my aunt ended up in the nursing home. My brother found out where she was at, and he came and said, "We need to go clean that place back up so we can bring Aunt Helen back home." My brother's intentions was him and his family moving in there, and they was going to bring Aunt Helen back home from the nursing home.
Yeah.
Girl, we went up there. It was god awful. The bed that my uncle died on, the dog died on it. My aunt didn't know where the dog was at. The dog had died on it. It was awful, Kel. We had to get hazmat suits to go in there. We was in there for weeks cleaning that place
Order.
up. Do what?
I mean, I know she broke her leg, but
They had to amputate her leg.
I know, but since that happened to her leg, I mean, was she always a hoarder, or did that just build up from,
No, honey, it just built up where she couldn't do anything, and that lady was keeping her drunk all the time. But anyway, my brother, we get the place cleaned up and they're moving in. There was still some painting, and my niece Chrissy, which is Nicole's sister, she decided that she wanted the room that Uncle Bill passed away in because stuff like that didn't bother her. So she thought. So we go down there, me and her and Angie, my daughter Angie, we was in there, finished painting some of the Chrissy's room that needed to be finished. The light started flickering. And Chrissy said, "What's making that light flicker?" And I looked there and grinned real big. I said, because my Uncle Bill was a prankster. I said, "Uncle Bill is in here, and he's just letting us know that he's here, and he's pranking us." I stood back and I said, "Uncle Bill, I would love to see you," because he was so worried about me before I had Wendy. He's afraid I was going to die their mother did because I was so little.
Yeah.
I said, Uncle Bill, I said, I miss you. I said, can you please turn that light off if that's you? Honey, every light in the house went off. You talk about some girls beating the door down to get out of there. Nicole and Christy and Angie did. We go back in there, the lights right back on, and I said, I bet I can get Uncle Bill turn those lights off again. Christy said, please, Aunt Rhoda, I'm begging you. Don't get him to turn them lights off again. I said, Uncle Bill, don't do it again. I said, it's scaring the girls and they don't like it. But anyway, after they got moved in, Kimmy was just little at the time. I mean, she was like 4 or 5 years old. She went into my niece Nicole's bed. No, she went into Chrissy's room. Nicole's bedroom was right up from it. She came in there and she said, Mommy, she said, I'm mad at that man. I don't like him. He took that doll away from me and went in there and set it in Nicole's room. I said, what? She took us and showed us, and there was a little doll sitting right on the end of Nicole's bed, pretty as you please, that came out of Chrissy's room. I said, you sure that man did that, or did you do it? She said, Mommy, it was a man. I didn't tell her which one was my uncle because she never seen him. Because Uncle Bill he died the day that I brought Wendy home from the hospital. Well, we get the photo album out. We're going through different pictures, letting Kimberly look. I said, show me the man that you saw in the picture. They was an 8 by 10 of my mom and all her brothers. She pointed right to Uncle Bill. She said, it's that man right there. I said, I knew it. I said, Uncle Bill's still up to his little pranks. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, it's like when we moved in here,
You're finally.
when we moved in this house, I thought it was like really funny in a way. Because we're all three sitting at the table, me, my dad, and my sister. And, we're having our first meal together after my sister, it was like Christmas break or something. I don't remember. But, so we're sitting there in the kitchen. All of a sudden, the little thing that was hooked in my dad's bathroom, for soap, little soap holder that had the little suction cup on the back of it,
Right.
flew out of the bathroom and flew through his bedroom and in the floor beside us.
Wow.
And my dad looked at me and Brittany, and I went, that's interesting. And what it was people don't understand that PK manifestations aren't like the movie Poltergeist.
Right.
It's where people are empathic, or they have mediumship abilities, like me and my sister, and even my dad has them. He just don't want to admit them either. We all three were grieving, right? So when you're grieving and you have that big burst of energy, it can toss like paranormal stuff across the room.
Right.
Like stuff that's paranormal. Because when my Uncle Alan died, my mom was grieving. I was sad because I was really attached to my uncle, my mom's brother. We were over at my grandma Dolly's, and there was a cup, a glass on the kitchen table. And my mom and I were in the kitchen, by the kitchen table. And all of a sudden, just the top of that glass broke off the bottom and flew across the room. With
See,
the
that's
bottom,
crazy.
with the bottom of the glass still on the table, but the top of it was shattered in the floor. My grandma thought my mom and I just broke it and was like picking on her.
Kel, one time my brother, mom and daddy lived up on Gravel Hill. Gravel Hill's known to be very haunted because they removed the headstones, but they left the bodies there and they built apartments over top of it.
Yeah, are you talking about those apartments?
Yes. Well, Frankie and my brother Frankie had got in to go into church. I mean, he was really dedicated, to living his life for the Lord, and they'd went to some tent revivals. Well, my brother came in from church that night, and He was just so full of the Holy Ghost. I mean, he was glowing. And we was in the kitchen. My mom had a great big round marble kitchen table. He had went and got his supper and got him something to drink. Well, he was sitting there. Mom was asking him how revival went that night, and he was just excited to tell her about it. Well, when he was talking about how, some drunk guy came up and was trying to, start stuff, that the preacher prayed for him and, more or less banished the devil away from that guy. But anyway, when he started talking highly of God, the cup moved. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm not saying anything because they're going to think I'm freaking crazy. He's sitting there and he lifted up his fork and it moved again. And he looked up at Mom. He said, please tell me y'all saw that. I said, I saw it the first time it happened. Mom said, son, she said, the Lord might be in here with us right now trying to let you know that he's proud of you. I said, Mom, I said, God don't have to prove himself to nobody or how proud he is of him for that matter. I said, that's something bad. I can sense it. Honey, about the time I said that cup went flying across the table, missed my mom's head by centimeters and hit the wall. Frankie said, Dad, get in here. My dad got up and come in there and he said, what the hell y'all going on about in here? Frankie grabbed that cup and set it back down the table. He said, you ain't got the power to move that cup again. Man, there that thing went again. My dad's like, what is that? He said, one of y'all brought something bad in his house. I said, Daddy, there ain't nobody brought nothing bad in his house. I said, this whole hill is full of spirits. We wouldn't call a preacher. The very preacher that was going to revival was with my brother.
Yep.
Preacher came in, which my brother Mike, my brother Mike was a good man. He was the type of person didn't give no shit and he damn sure didn't take no shit.
Yeah.
He was into his little pictures, of the skulls and stuff, which I love that stuff too. I like pictures of skulls, Halloween stuff. He said, I need to go through y'all's house and bless it. We're like, yeah, I'll do it. Well, he's going through our house. He goes through every room. He saved my brother Mike's room for the last. And when he went in there, opened up that door, he pointed his finger in the corner. He said, I see you. He said, you are commanded by the name of Jesus Christ to leave this premises. Now you are not wanted here. Oh my God, Phil. You could see this big black thing. I'm getting cold chills talking about it. This black thing humped up in the corner, and the awfulest smell of rotting flesh came from that thing. That preacher put a cross on our heads and prayed over us. He said, step back and open your door. He said, that demonic thing is leaving out of here tonight. Honey, when he told us to open up those doors, I didn't even want to be standing next to a door when he came out it. You could hear, and then it's just like you said, a burst of energy. And then that back door slammed. That preacher went, "Be done, Satan. Be gone in the name of Jesus Christ," and it was gone. Well, a few weeks after that, Frankie came in one night and he said, and guys, this was in July, and we all know how hot it is in July. He came in and he was telling me about this, they church. He said when the preacher got up there to give the sermon, that he said, I sense there's a bad presence in the audience. He said, I don't have to call you out. He said, you know who you are. He said, you have bad intentions. He said, you're not welcome here. Frankie told me that it was our friend Dwayne Gilbert. He said that Dwayne Gilbert stood up and said, you're a false prophet, preacher. I want to see how much power you do have, and started stomping up towards the. Why am I freezing?
I don't see it. Are you guys seeing it?
My frame just froze. Can you still see me?
Yeah.
What the hell?
I can feel your mouth moving. Yeah.
Okay. He starts stomping up towards the podium. 6 preachers got that boy. Got him down, was praying for him. It took them 3.5 hours to cast 7 demons out of him. When Frankie was telling me that, it blew my mind. I'm like, oh my God, I'd have freaked out if I'd been there and seen that. Okay. Couple, 3-4 days went by. Me and my friend Barbara, we was out, walked to the store. We was coming back, and it was, it was on a Friday night, and I seen Frankie and the preacher standing there, and I'm like, oh God, here we go. They're going to give us a sermon. Of course, I wasn't going to be rude and say I didn't want to hear it, because I knew at the time I did need to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, we go walking up, and I'm like, hi, how you doing? That preacher stuck his hand out. He's like, wait, can we talk to you a minute? And I'm like thinking to myself, here we go. I said, yeah. Frankie said, Sissy, he said, I got something to tell you. He said, I don't want you to be scared of me. He said, because I love you and I'd never hurt you. I looked at him like he's crazy. I said, I know that. And then he held his head down. And that preacher said, son, you need to tell your family. And I looked at him. I said, tell me what? He said, you remember me coming in and telling you about Dwayne Gilbert? I said, yeah. He said, sis, that wasn't Dwayne Gilbert. It was me. I stood back and I said, whoa, what? And that preacher said, you have nothing to worry about. We've prayed over him. We cast 7 demons out of him. He's going to be okay, but he's a weak vessel. During that time, before they showed up, there was 2 boys, and one of them being the preacher's son, come up there beside my neighbor's house, and they took salt and drew a big pentagram. We'd cussed them off, cussed them out and run them off the hill. Well, like the little demon parasites they wasn't there for us. They was there for my brother, because they knew he was trying to do right for the Lord, and he was a weak vessel.
So you tell me it was the PK kids, the preacher's kids.
Yeah.
See, do you know PK kids? Don't trust them. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, we found that out. My brother, he looked at that one guy and he said, Toby, he said, I'm sensing something about you, son. He said, can I please pray for you? Now we all know the devil's a great deceiver. He's like, yeah, man, but we do it in private. I don't want to do it right here in front of all these people. So he takes off running to the side where that pentagram was at. And I'm screaming, my friend's screaming, Frankie, don't go in that. He drew a pentagram in salt, and we just cussed him out and made him leave earlier. Frankie's like, I've got the power of God on my side. Nothing. I'm in fear of nothing, especially the devil. Honey, he run in that circle. He is trying to pray for that boy. He grabs that boy and is praying for him. We're all standing there. Now, mind you, this is in July. It got so cold around us that we was seeing our breath come out of our face. My brother was praying. That boy's face disfigured, and he kept looking at him and snarling and saying, you're a weak prophet. You have no power here. My brother said, Father God, he said, be my blood, come into me right now and give me the strength to do what you have me to do. About that time, when my brother said, Satan, I command you to leave this boy in the name of Jesus Christ, the man that died on the cross for our sins. Kel, there was a green mist come out of that boy's mouth. It hit my brother in the head. His head flung back. It went up in the tree and was going, sounded like a pig being slaughtered. We're all freaking out, and I'm like, oh my God. Well, about that time, the mist came down, went right into my brother. He slung that boy to the ground, and where his strength was so strong, it mashed his arms at least an inch deep down in that dirt. When that boy, Frank said, looked into my face, and when that boy looked into his face, he saw the devil. He said, oh, Father God, what have I done? He said, please, Lord, save me. I'm sorry. I won't dabble in nothing else no more. Instantly, by then, we done called that boy's mom, which was a preacher, and here she comes. Frankie got up. The boy took off running. There's another guy up there that would profess that he was Satan himself, that he was one of Satan's workers. Frankie's like, well, you need to let us pray for you too. And that preacher said, Frankie, I need to pray for you first off. She said, you're a weak vessel. That's why this happened, because Satan wanted to get right back in you. She started praying for my brother. There's about 15 of us standing there. We witnessed this with our own eyes. He's standing straight up, looking at the preacher. And when she went to put that holy water on him and to pray over him, her hand never touched his head. His body went like this, straight up in the air, like this. floating in the air. And we're looking at each other like, what in the heck is happening? She went over him and started praying for him. Whatever that force was popping him up and down like it's trying to break his back.
Yep.
She kept praying. All of a sudden, he started throwing up white stuff. And then she said, everybody join in and pray. We was all touching him and praying. And then it stopped. And he got up and he said, what was that? And she told him, she said, Satan knew you was trying to do right. She said, this was all meant for you tonight, Chad. She said, but the love you have in your heart for God and other people, it's vanished. He's gone now. There was the one guy left, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's standing there laughing, and he looked at that preacher. He said, no. He said, you're wrong. He said, it wasn't for him. He said, this was for you, bitch. He said, we knew we could get you up here. He said, come at me, dear preacher, and started doing his, I'm not even going to make the motions like he did his hands, like he
Mm-hmm.
was hanging on the cross.
Yeah.
Come at me, dear preacher. Was mocking her. She stepped back and she said, I'm not afraid of nothing you can bring, Satan. She said, because I've got the band of God's mighty angels standing around me. And she said, tonight, you're going to be bound back in hell where you need to be. She went up to that boy and he tried to be all strong. And all of a sudden, he starts flopping like a fish on the ground. He jumps up, pushes her back, and took off running down the road. And you could see a black thing like it was just right on him. She came to my brother and she said, I need to go in everybody's house standing here. And I need to go in and do a blessing. That woman was there till 5 o'clock in the morning, going in all the apartments around there, blessing our apartments. But yeah, Kel, I seen that stuff with my own eyes, and I'm like, whoa, that was crazy.
Do you know? I'm not going to say any names because I really don't know the boy's name, but there's this boy that lives on my road, and I was told he had schizophrenia, which I know what schizophrenia looks like because I have some family members that have it. Okay, on my mom's side. None of them scare me like this boy does, because I think I've told you about him. You know, the one that goes up and down the road saying he's friends with Lucifer.
Yeah,
And he's there going, bruh, bruh, you know, singing and all this stuff. And I've never seen my body, okay? Every time I see him, I hurt to my core. Like, I can feel it in my bones. And I'm like, that boy has an oppression. I mean, he's not exactly, you know, possessed, but you know how people has an oppression on them
right,
where the spirits you know, the negative spirits telling them what to do and how to act. And normally people that have a disability like that or is unstable is what the negative energies like to attach to, you know, the weak ones. And there's this one time I was on FaceTime with a friend walking because that's what I like to do. I like to talk to somebody while I'm walking, you know, security.
right.
And here he comes. And I'm like, I was telling that friend to be quiet because I knew that boy was coming. I didn't want him to look at me. And all of a sudden, because he heard me on the phone, he looked at me and his eyes were so black. I didn't even see no pupils. It was just
Wow.
all black. Like I didn't see his iris or the white. It was just black. Like on Supernatural, when you watch it and you see the demons have solid black eyes. And I was like, he looked at me and went, I'm gonna kill you. And I'm like, okay. I said, yeah, okay. You know what? Peace, love, and light to you. Okay, bye.
Wow, that would have freaked me the hell out.
And I just walked off and he just walked the other way. And I'm like, yep, that happened. And then the same boy looked at me because I know he's got this oppression. And he said Satan was going to F me. And I was like, boy, well, that's the most action I've ever seen. So, you know, bring it on. And I just walk off because you have to show these negative entities that you're not afraid of them.
Exactly.
So if me being sarcastic is better than being scared.
Yeah.
But I can feel this every time this boy comes by. I can just feel it. Like, I don't know how to. My bones shiver.
Wow. Elise says, I won't be coming on camera tonight. I think pregnancy symptoms are hitting. Not feeling well today. Dizzy, hungry as hell, tired as F, headaches, etc. Just waiting on the mornings. Oh, girl, have you went and took test, Elisa,
Yeah,
to
not
confirm?
like at the doctor, not like not a home pregnancy test. Because if you took 2 of those already, girl,
Well, if she is, then we know we get to plan 2 baby showers.
ooh,
Although we'll have to do it virtually and send the stuff, but well, just with the leases, my daughter Ashley, we haven't set a date yet, but she's having me a little granddaughter, and I'm just tickled pink about it, and can't wait to throw her a baby shower. Yeah, she said she's just responding to Phoenix asking about the third hostess. Elisa, have you took a test to confirm that you're pregnant? Kel, can you see the chat? Because I'm already making me a cup of coffee. Southern Belle, Phoenix, and whoever else is still left in here. What do you want first, necrophonic or spirit box? Let me know in the chat, and I'll be back lickety split.
better make her some coffee. I can't read the chat, but Elise, girl, I would actually go to a clinic and get an actual test, because sometimes they do different testing. I know they can do a blood test, but that's more expensive. But I think you're finishing your first trimester if you are pregnant, because that's what I sense. But I could be just half asleep and kind of like in dreamland. So don't be around cats. Don't cook raw meat. And make sure you clean your counters so you don't get salmonella poisoning. Because you don't want your kid to have toxoplasmosis like I've got. I don't want to shadow no one. I wish people would quit messaging me. I'm doing a live.
Oh, let me tell you what I figured out about little Miss StreamYards right here today, and it really pisses me off.
StreamYards, what?
Yes, StreamYards, that we're using right now, okay?
What about it?
Hang on, let me see what Elisa said. She said, okay, yes, a few weeks back it was negative. Have taken several home tests, not the early ones, but they were negative. So I'm waiting until my next period, life out loud. I just know I am, and if I'm not, I'll be stunned. I know that I am. There's no way I'm not. Haha. Okay. Phoenix wants necro. And Elisa says, and to clarify, I did have a professional test done at the doctor's that was negative. Yes, I was so careful with my son. I made my son's father change the cat litter. He was amazing for my first pregnancy, but I don't think I'll have the help this time. Well, honey, you need to get someone else to change it. Is that sweet little handsome boy of yours old enough to do that? Because even if you have to, put gloves and mask on, because
Yeah, that'll help.
Kel is, went through hell over her eyesight because her mom didn't know no better. She's just doing things that you do every day. But cat litter, cat poop is really bad for you if you're pregnant.
Because it has that toxoparasite in it. Toxoganglia is what it's called.
The doctor's test was negative a few weeks back. Well, I mean, you could still been too early to tell. But like I said, nowadays they got tests you could go by that will tell you within your first couple of days.
It's called first response. I've looked at it.
Yes, Kel, you're exactly right. I have
And
a cat now, and any animals here. Now, any animals here at our home anymore. Okay, guys, I had a feeling Miss Phoenix would want to do necrophonic first. Guys, listen, I'm going to dig out my amplifier. Hopefully, I can get that set up to where we'll just hear the words coming through instead of all that. That's the only thing I hate about the spirit box is that white noise shit.
me too. That's why I would love one of those boxes. What do they call it?
I want a Oculus.
That's what. But you know, one of those boxes that Huff Paranormal has.
Yeah, Wonder Box. A lot of people call them Wonder Boxes, Portal Boxes.
Portal box. That's what I'm used to being called.
Yeah.
Sorry if you hear Shiny Pug.
Well, that might have been what I just heard because I just heard something go.
It's probably Ruby.
Yes, I want one, Elisa, really bad.
They're expensive as hell.
Yeah, they are. Hell, a Wonder Box is it? Now like I said, I've got the amplifiers. I just got to get those reverb pedals. You know, you got to put on the sides and those cords, the patch cords.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be ready to roll with that thing. But like I said, it's going to take time to do things.
Oh, I gotta get comfy. Ruby's hogging the bed. While you getting that ready, I'll show them. See,
We're
Ruby's
supposed to
hogging
get
it.
snow here in Tennessee tonight, guys.
Yep, here too. See, Ruby's hogging the bed. She's got me like on the edge, and there's a whole bed.
Okay, guys. Please be in agreement with me. I'm going to pray to my God. Whatever your higher power is, you pray to that. Father God, thank you for bringing us all here again tonight. I ask you, Lord Jesus, that you walk through this house. Please clear it of any negative things that may be here. I ask that when we use the spirit box, Father God, you only bring good spirits through. Please watch over everyone watching this live stream. Walk with us daily, Father God, and help us with our needs, especially the ones that have needs that we don't know about, Lord Jesus, but you do. I want to thank you for my friend that's here. I want to thank you for down on the cross for our sins. In Jesus' name we pray. Please let this be a good stream. Amen.
It be.
Okay. Yeah, I know. They're expensive.
I want to mail me.
Phoenix said Ruby farted.
Probably.
Southern Belle says fart. A fart? She
I
puts
want.
little question marks.
I want a mail meter.
Yeah.
They're $99.
Yeah, my clear ghost meter I got it from Ghost to Augustine and I paid $90 for that.
Yeah, but the mail meter does the same thing.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of like the mail meter. It's got that sound when it hits, and it's got that needle that'll pop up.
Mm-hmm.
So that and the mail meter's almost kind of alike in a way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, let me get on necrophonic.
I like Necrophonics better, but I don't want to pay $13 for it. Because then Amberly might break my iPhone.
Necrophonic.
Did you hear what I said, Rhoda?
What?
I said I don't want to get Necrophonics and pay that much for it because Amberly would probably break my iPhone.
Oh, what I was going to tell you a while ago about StreamYards, and I got off the subject, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know of any other platform that you go on that wants to charge you money. They give you an option. You can use it for free, or you can upgrade, and you get extra perks with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They sent me an email a while ago telling me that I had almost used up my 20 hours for the month of StreamYard, and that I was going to have to pay to upgrade if I wanted to keep using StreamYard. I'm like, You're not the only platform that I can go on and run my streams on. If I want to upgrade, that should be my prerogative, not them trying to force me to do it. So, StreamYards, I hope you watch this. I don't agree with your rules. I think it's bullshit. Okay, unless you want to give me a 6 months of free service, then I'll keep using you. But after tonight, I probably won't be using StreamYard again.
How much is it for upgrading?
I'm not sure. I didn't even go look. I'm like, really?
Well, you should go see.
Hello, spirits. What's up? Hi, how are you tonight? Spirits, anything you want to say? How are you?
Good.
What are your names? Rick? Who else? Bueno, we got somebody Spanish in here. Do they do that to everyone, Phoenix? Indeed.
Yeah, because I think you're only allowed hours.
That was a strong spirit that came through. Hi. Frank. You don't feel good? She said, I don't feel good.
What's my spirit guy doing in there? His name's Frank. Anyway.
Good. Spirits, is there anyone in the chat you'd like to say hello to? I did. No.
Is anyone here for Kel? Me?
Who was a spirit talking to Cal last night through the doll? His name. Spirits, come through and speak clearly, please.
Who was trying to talk to me last night? This is Kel.
Cal?
What?
It just said Cal?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try Zoom, Phoenix.
I've got Zoom.
Allie. Who are you? Jeff.
Spirit.
Who is this? This is Kel, Phoenix, Elisa, Southern Belle, Nicole. Bailey. Do you have anything you'd like to say? Are you glad it's going to be springtime soon?
Whatever that one said. Guys, one at a time, please.
Phoenix is something else. She said, I thought he said Kel. Maybe he was making a salad.
I know, right?
She said, they can hear me.
I know we can.
You don't have to whisper, honey. You're safe here.
This is a safe place for spirit. Would you like to tell us how heaven is? Or the other side? Whatever you want to call it?
You can't go to heaven.
You can if you see the light. It's always around you.
Why do you think that? Yes, you can.
There's always a light around all you spirits. You can choose to go in if you want.
Yes, I'm scratching my rib. It's itching. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Spirits. What do you think?
Said it's Kelly.
Yeah. What do you think? Is my spirit guides trying to say something to you guys?
Said burning.
Is my pet Rudy there?
Phoenix Fire says, please tell us some jokes, spirits.
Did I just hear the spirit necrophonic say spice?
Sound like it. So Josh might be here with us. Joshua, are you here with us? I am.
Hey Joshy, how's my spice cake?
Josh, you was coming through us a while ago when we noticed your picture showing up on Kel's TV. Good.
That actually kind of sounded like you. Good.
We love and miss you.
Oh, this.
Spice, can you tell, do you remember the skit that you and Kel did around Halloween, considering a Disney show? Disney, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us the name of that show? I lost it.
Can you say actress?
Who was the actor that you played, Spice, in that skit? Said, is it Lou Grant? Just asking.
No.
No, it wasn't Lou Grant.
I'll give you a hint. Moo.
Bet. He said bet.
Yep.
Bet who? So I said Midler.
Yeah, I heard that.
Would you let me and Kel know that you was there with her a while ago when we saw your picture pop up? Yeah. Can you guys hear this good? It's important.
My apologies, cake. Mahalo. Anna.
You have family in the chat, spirits. Is anyone you want to talk to?
Our father is family. Family never get lost or forgotten. I messed up.
Keep
I stitch.
keep my picture.
Mm-hmm. I will.
Kel?
Yeah, I'm here.
It's sad.
Spice cake.
The volume's a bit low. Okay, hang on.
Maybe that's who was trying to reach out to me yesterday.
Can you hear it now, love? Okay, you go get some yogurt.
Yogis.
How many spirits is communicating with us right now? One at a time, please. We're gonna be here. We can hear you.
Is there 7 spirits?
I'm thinking. That said something.
I thought it said, I can't believe you. I really
It
thought
did
it said
at least something. Okay, good.
How many spirits are around us right now?
I know you. Hi.
Hi.
Hold up, all of you. Can
Hey.
slow down. How many spirits?
7. Isn't it 8?
None.
They just keep coming.
5. Make your minds up, please.
I think what's happening is they're coming in and out, so they keep changing.
What is your name? Say that.
Okay, spirit. Who's my favorite paranormal investigator?
I'd laugh if he said, I'm not a mind reader, I'm a spirit. Seven.
Yeah, I know there's 7. And they're just very chatty.
Do you spirits see the light? Waiting on it. When you see it, go into it. It's not bad, it's good.
Nope.
He said, nope, it's not good. Yes, it is good.
I mean, if they don't want to go into the light now, they don't have to. It's always there for them. I heard right.
Why are you afraid to go into the light? Spirit. Are you earthbound spirits? We are. How did you pass away? Which one of you made the doll move last night? Who's the little girl that moved that doll last night? You was talking to Kel. Josie?
Good old. Is Amberly in the room with me?
There's the little girl.
Annie, are you there?
Mm-hmm. I am. Did you scare my cat last night? Did you call?
Ah,
Kel?
What?
You guys talk this for a minute. I'm gonna run to use the bathroom.
Okay.
We'll
Spirits,
try to
calm
be
down.
right here so you can hear it.
Spirits, calm down for a second. One at a time, please. Annie. Sweetie. Guys, calm it down. God. Giving me a headache. Yes, calm down. Could you spirits pass on a message to Alex or Beck? Tell him he's missed. Hi. I sound like Josh again. What? Calm it down. Come on. You got me. I'm trying to listen to all of you at once. Now, is there anyone wanting... Is there any spirits that wants to talk? Is there any females?
We can hear you, it said. You're the best.
Josh, is your mother with you? Yes.
What about your dad, Josh? Is your dad with you also?
No, he's still alive.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
I thought Josh's dad died.
Mm-mm. George is kicking, as far as I know. Josh, tell your mom I miss her jokes. They were hilarious. I wish I could remember some.
Said good.
Josh, is there any messages you want me to give Michael?
Wow. That was a long sentence.
Uh-huh. Can you say that again, please?
Black cherry is my favorite, Elisa.
Was she drinking a black cherry Coke?
Yogurt. Yogurt.
Oh, my favorite kind of yogurt's blueberry.
I like that one too. Yes, black cherry. Soda too. Phoenix said.
My goodness, they're just chatty today, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Pardon us.
Would you guys like to talk through the spirit box now?
Yeah,
No.
I'm gonna do that later on, Elisa. I'm probably gonna run it through my
Did you hear what one of the spirits said when I said, "Do you want the spirit box?" It went, "No." What?
that pig something. Hi. Spirits, call out your name. You might have family in the chat listening.
I don't know what that female did, but she sounds like she's wailing.
bring them.
Bring what? I'd put on the spirit box.
Yeah, I will in a minute.
Damn it. That's what did that just say damn it?
No. Don't ask. So don't ask. Honey, it's years ago, my hair, when it's not in a ponytail, goes all the way down next to my butt. But I use mane and tail in with my regular shampoo, and I use Pantene.
I know. I'm kind of jealous of Rhoda's long hair because mine used to be really long too, but I had to get it all cut off because I accidentally burned it.
Please give us your names of who's here speaking right now. I'm Bill.
Bill.
Babe. Yeah, mane and tail is really good. Now, I'm going to tell you, I've tried that stuff from Walmart, but it's not the same as what you can go to the co-op and buy it.
Do you remember when you tried Win?
Yes, I love that stuff.
But it's not as natural as you think.
Why is that?
Because I had some and it was starting to rip out my hair.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So I went to Matrix. Right now I'm using one called Milkshake.
Ooh, that sounds good.
But it's vegan.
Timmy, are you here? Southern Belle wants to know, is Bill and Timmy here? Say your name, spirits, please. Get her.
I'm going to ask something. Is Ryan there?
Or Mary? Bill. William?
Well, William and Bill means the same thing. Is it the same spirit?
Is this the same? Yes. Are you? No, that's what the spirit box said. Oh, is that what you heard, Southern Belle?
What'd she hear?
She heard Bill, Timmy, Mary.
They're going to me tonight. I'm trying to pay attention.
Okay.
But so it's from just myself, so I'm not like tapping into that thing. So
when I take my glasses off and I look at the chat, all I see is a bunch of mumbled up words.
Well, join.
I just see that somebody just talked something, and I got to put my glasses back down and see what it says.
I can't
Good
see.
God.
I got glasses.
Right in my sore eye. Yes, I've heard some horror stories about when it's like chemically cleanses your hair and makes it fall out. I heard Milkshake is great. Now, I used Win, Kelly and I both did. Here, if you use, that was what we religiously used. And maybe that was why my hair was coming out. But still to this day, guys, I don't know if it's where I'm going through menopause. My mother went through it for 5 years.
Ain't no menopause, no.
But this makes my second year of going through it. But my mom told me that when she was going through it, their hair came out too.
Yeah.
which my mom and my dad both had very thick hair. And every time I wash it, I'm telling you, there's enough hair that comes out of my head that you can make a wig with it.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, no joke, guys, I have took some of my hair that came out and I've, just big globs of it, and I'd comb it out and I've put it in my props that I've made for Halloween.
So it looks something nice.
Yes, we're all adults.
Yes, ma'am. Great.
How did Intel meet? We met on a app called Weave about 6, 7 years ago. And we just became instantly. Here's the story, guys. When my husband had bought my iPad for me.
You might want to the necrophonics off so I can hear. Everybody else can.
We'll go back to this in a minute. My husband had got me an iPad. Now I had seen Weave advertised
From Stephen Moyer.
From Stephen Moyer on the late night show, and I knew I couldn't wait to get on it because Stephen Moyer from True Blood, was part of making that app. Well, I go on there and I'm watching everybody, and I was so shy back then. And Kel was one of the first people that I saw. And as soon as I saw her and I watched her for a few days, I felt like I had known her all of my life. And I thought, man, maybe me and this girl could become really good friends. Because like I said, I felt like I knew her. I watched Weave for 2 weeks, and I finally gathered up the nerve to go on to Weave. And she was one of the first people that I talked to. She's one of the first ones that welcomed me to Weave.
I think I remember the message that I said to you was like, "Nice to meet you, Rhoda.
Speak up a little louder. Don't be so shy."
That's what I said. Yeah.
This girl brought me out of my shell. I used to be so shy and didn't want to talk to anybody. I'm like, people can't reach out and bite me through the computer.
Now she's.
And now I've got a big mouth that sometimes people wish I'd shut up. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're so connected. Like I said, something's going on with me. She feels it. Something's going on with her. I feel it. But yeah.
Hell, like yes, we're kind of matching state clothings and had the same kind of drink and
Yeah, and we didn't plan none of that.
and then both bought chickpeas.
And I told her tonight I can't stand them. I don't like the way they taste. I love peas, don't get me wrong, but I just don't like those kind.
Well, you might like chickpeas not roasted because it's just a garbanzo bean.
I don't like them. Ugh. I do not like them.
Also, like hummus. That's what hummus is made of. Chickpeas.
Let me see. Yeah, that's my girl. That's my girl. Don't get me wrong. I've got a slew full of family, but I only get along with certain ones of them. And my sisters, I love my sisters dearly, but they're very busy people, and they just don't try to make the time for us to do sisterly things. So, Kel's my sister from another mister, and she's more connected to me than my own blood family is.
It's like the same way. She's so busy with her life. We get along with everything. We just don't have anything in common.
Right.
And plus, sometimes being 6 years apart, it doesn't make it. It doesn't help.
Right.
Ruby.
And like I've told you, Kel, my brother, my baby brother Frankie. That's me and him's been always not just brother and sister, but he's my best friend.
Yeah.
My brother Chris, now, and my brother Billy. Those are the ones that mainly, they're by my side through whatever I go through.
I mean, don't get me wrong. My sister will put up a fight. For me, when someone's doing something she doesn't like, she usually says, "The only one that gets to pick on my sister's me."
Elisa says, hang on. That's sweet. She said, I can't eat them by myself, only in salads. I do make my own hummus, however you say that word, with them, and love it. Kel loves it stuff too. Um,
Black bean hummus, y'all. Oh my
she
god.
just uses it for everything. I cannot. The texture of it, I can't. Ooh, I'm about to gag thinking about it. Um, she said my sister's a damn mess. Elisa did. Laugh out loud. We get along from week to week.
Yeah, I'll say this: my sister and I, since we don't live together, we get along better.
Yeah, it's really hard for two families to live together and get along all the time. Because when Kimmy was here, her and Xavier was at each other's throats on a daily. On a daily. I mean, you'd think that's her little brother, the way they argue, instead of being her nephew.
They sort of are more sibling like.
Yeah, because she has grew up with him. And that's what she said one time. She said, Mom, she said, I more or less look at him as my little brother than I do me being his aunt, you know?
It's like
But,
me and my best friend. I see him more as my brother than one of my friends
right.
because we grew up together. Ruby,
I don't know if I could even use it as a dip, Elisa. I just do not like the texture of it.
I even put hummus in a wrap, and then I put spinach and tomato and all kinds of veggies in it,
You
and then
know,
I
that
put
emoji
guacamole.
face. You know, the emoji face of the puking.
Yeah, it's hard. And then I love avocados. I got my sister liking avocados.
I have tried to like avocados. No, I don't like texture of that either. Don't like it, won't eat it.
Well, we don't have to have everything in common, sis.
No, but I
You
got my
like
likes.
meat. I
She
don't.
loves those chickpeas, and I don't like them.
She likes meat, and I don't.
She likes, well, one time she liked meat, and then she got away from that.
I now don't like the taste of it because I don't like the texture or the smell.
And now I love seafood, Elisa. I do. I love seafood.
Well, let me rephrase that. I don't like beef or red meats, and I don't like chicken because I think it tastes like rubber. But I'll eat the hell out of sushi.
You know, I like watching those SMRs where they eat that exotic seafood.
Oh
Now I'm
my
gonna tell
god!
you, I cannot stand the sound of them smacking and chewing that up. I have turned the volume down. But it
Uh,
blows my mind how they will boil a what's it called, Kel? Come on, help me. What's those things? Octopus. They'll get the octopus and boil them. And man, I mean, some of them, it looks good the way
um,
they cook it up.
there's one on TikTok where this little boy basically ate the head off a turtle
Ye
because
Oh, see, I couldn't stomach that watching that. These people are eating the whole thing. They do not leave nothing.
that's what
They
I'm
eat the
talking.
whole thing.
That's what I'm talking about. He just like slurped that like turtle's head, and I was like, now don't get me wrong. When I was younger, I tried turtle soup, but I didn't eat the head.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just like, ugh.
Now, I have ate turtle meat and I loved it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
But
but the way they were doing it, I was like,
yeah, I mean that's just now see, and I haven't ate turtle meat in years because my daughter Kimberly she loves all animals, but when it comes to reptiles like turtles and lizards and snakes and alligators, she loves all that. She has owned, oh my God, she bought a alligator here a while back. She bought it as a baby, and I told her, I said, that thing is going to grow like crazy. What are you going to do? Well, it started growing like crazy, like I told her it did. Knoxville Zoo ended up with it. Um, she's had snakes.
she's had turtles. What happened to her
Oh
turtles?
God, yeah, she's got turtles. Well, when her and Brent separated, She's got that. She had those turtles, guys, that gets big as like thousands of pounds. Um, she ended up letting this other guy that had a turtle rescue, where her and Brent separated. She gave her turtles up.
I
But
had
she still got her reptile rescue going on, and people's calling her every week, or every other week. Hey, I've got this reptile. I can't keep it. Can you come and get it, and you can have it and do whatever you want with it. She brings them home. She'll keep them 2 or 3 months, and they're expensive to feed when
and
you got a slew of them you're taking care of different kinds.
then
Um, and she rehomes them.
I used to have a rat, and it
Do
was
what?
had a rat. Remember Wilbur?
Well, do you remember those rats Kimmy had? Those hairless rats?
Yeah, I had what they call a Rex rat because his arms were shorter in the front and his ears were more pinned back like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So they called him a Rex rat.
Kimmy, that might have been what Kimmy had, Kel, because I thought they was deformed because they had little bitty arms and a real long snout, and their ears are like those pinned back.
Yeah, that's a rat. And they can be hairless, but
She had 2 hairless ones, and then when they had babies, oh my God, they was having babies every freaking 30 days, it seemed like. And I mean, these things multiplied really quick. And then they was born as pinkies, right?
mhm.
And then like half of them would start getting hair on them. And then when the hair started coming in, it would start falling off of them, and then they would be naked again.
Yeah, that happens.
I'm like, wow. And I hated those things. I said, you get those out of my house.
Do you
I'm
know
not dealing with a rat.
that my rat, his name was Wilbur T. Compton. He was named after Wilbur from Charlotte's Web, and he was named after Bill Compton.
Ooh,
And the cool thing about him, Rhoda, he he was more like a dog per se because he never really stayed in his cage only to sleep or use the bathroom. Because every time he wanted out, he would shake the cage at me,
uh-huh.
and I'd just put my hand, and he would like crawl up on right here, and I had really long hair to my butt back then, and he would stay in my hair. So you couldn't really know if he was with me or not.
Wow.
And
I bet people would freak out and you'd be sitting there talking to him, all of a sudden he'd pick his head outside of your neck. I
well,
would crap my pants.
it was funny because my dad was attached to him too. And my dad's like, "Where's the rat?" Oh, and all of a sudden Wilbur would pick his head out.
Lisa said, did he ever bite you, Kel?
No, I raised him from an itty bitty baby because I saved him from being eaten by a snake from a pet.
Oh, wow. Well, that's precious.
Um, he also had a cleft palate.
Oh, that made him even more special.
So,
Guys, here's my thing. Now that, Kel mentioned that little thing having a cleft palate,
hmm
I always would go after the injured or the animals that had limbs missing.
yeah,
Those are the ones. My brother had a cat that had, I think she only had one paw. And honey, this cat was fast as lightning. You'd try to touch her, and she didn't want you touching her. She'd take that one paw and beat you to death with it. But she would get around, and my neighbors fell in love with her, and they gave her a home, and she had a slew full of kittens.
do you know what else would do that was funny? He would watch TV with me, and he would even take naps with me. And get this, Fiona was in the house at the time, and I swear my animals know that certain ones are my babies. So it was kind of like Noah's Ark because I had my rat, I had my cat, and my pug, and we all took a nap together, and no one hurt each other.
That's what when you get your animals, because dogs and cats usually don't mix unless they're raised together.
hmm
Now, see, my cats, just like, we had Sage and Sebastian. I was in here one day, and and I turned it on, Homeward Bound. Guys, I've got videos of our 2 mini pins, my pit bull, Kimberly's husky, and the 2 cats, all laying in a circle, laying there watching Homeward Bound. And I thought that was the cutest thing, seeing them do that. Now, my cats, they didn't mind the pit coming up and smelling of them, but if she got too close, they'd smack the piss out of her. Well, with the pit, she's like, okay, I'm going to remember that. When Mom ain't around to save you, we're going to have it out. I left one day. My cat and that pit was standing right beside each other eating their food. And I said, you guys be good. All the doors were open. I thought, well, if something was to happen, the cats could run into a room and hide in something. Came back, all the animals wasn't in here. And I'm telling my grandson, I'm like, oh my God, somebody's broken our house and let our animals out. And the strongest smell of cat pee was almost knocking me down. And boy, it'll haunt me forever what I said. I said, damn it, one of you cats is pissed in here and I'm going to kill you. Not literally, because I'd never hurt my animals. But went through the house hollering for the cats, hollering for the dogs, and I hear a scratching right there where my bathroom door's at. I'm like, what is going on? Open the bathroom door up. There was my pit with blood all over its face. Chewed half the wall out trying to get out of the bathroom. So they was plastering blood all over her face. I'm like, oh my God, what have you done? What have you done? She knew she had done bad because she literally crawled down the hallway and came in here and hid. Opened up that bathroom door, guys. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. Our cat, Sebastian, he was jet black. Looks just about like Kel's black cat she's got. But he has a real beautiful bushy tail. We'd had him since he's a baby. That cat and that dog got into it that day. And it scared the other animals so bad they ran and hid. When that dog ran in the bathroom after my cat, its tail shut the door. They was trapped in there. That cat it ate the dog's face up, but it killed my cat. And I'm telling you, I like to die. It hurt me so bad because we had that cat way longer than I'd had this dog.
Mm-hmm.
She knew she did bad. She moped around. She just, you could see it in her eyes. She moped around for weeks because she knew she had done something bad. Well, Kimmy went and got 2 of those ugly cats. And I said, Kimmy, you already know what happened. I'm afraid it's going to happen again. That dog evidently thought Sebastian had came back. And I went to bed, and Kimmy's fuck-faced boyfriend and Xavier was outside playing. Well, when they came back in here, the dog had Kimmy's other cat in its mouth on the couch and killed it. Poor little thing didn't even try to put up a fight. I said, that's it. I said, I'm getting rid of you. You're not going to stay here. Dude, she looked up at me, and there's a big old tear rolled out of her eyes when that happened. I'm like, I can't do it. I cannot get rid of her. This dog sleeps with me, guys.
She's not a cat dog, is what it is.
No. But the other cats, the little black one, Kel,
Mm-hmm.
that's her baby. That is her baby. This cat literally climbs up underneath her arm when they're laying there. That dog will lick that cat's head and they'll lay right there and sleep for hours. And that dog don't try to hurt it a bit.
Yeah, when Ruby was like an itty bitty baby, because I got Ruby.
It is, Lisa.
I got Ruby prematurely, and she was 2.5 weeks old because the woman called me because number one, she was a meth head, I think, wanting pills anyway or something, and she said that Ruby's mom's milk dried up. I said, "What did you get her like spayed while the vet took the babies out?" Yeah, I was like, "Well, that's why, dumbass." But anyway, I got Ruby and I bottle fed her for 3 weeks and then put her on soft food. So basically, I raised her like people would their actual baby.
Right.
And I took Ruby outside to get some fresh air, and here comes Fiona because I put Ruby on that little outside table, And here comes Fiona, just wrapped her paw around, started licking her.
Oh, that's precious.
And that was Fiona's baby.
I need to tell the spirits goodbye. Goodbye, spirits.
But I was also going to say about Wilbur. There was this one time I was watching a commercial, or I was watching something on TV, and I got really enthralled in it. And I had like this grape, like getting ready to put in my mouth, and I got like really like enthralled in something on. You know how you would when you get like really into it, right?
Right.
And I went to put that grape in my mouth, and it was gone. And I looked over, and here's Wilbur. You took my grape, dude. But where his teeth, where he had that clipped palate, my dad had to trim his teeth with pliers.
Oh, oh, God.
Because that's what the vet does, and
Yeah.
charge. So Wilbur didn't like it. So there's this one time, here comes Dad with the pliers, and Wilbur, I swear, he stood on his back paws, and went eek, eek, eek.
Let me tell you, when I had my black Tennessee Walker, I loved him so much, and me and that horse literally was one. Well, I could get on his back without a saddle, and that horse knew, hey, that's part of me. I got to take care of her. And he would just, if we was running, I would tell him to slow down. He would instantly slow down.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wanted to learn everything. I was raised up on a farm. So I wanted to get better with, instead of having to pay a farrier to come out to trim a horse's hooves, I wanted to learn how to do it myself. Those tools are expensive.
Yes, they are.
We went and got the rasp and the clippers and everything. And I watched the lady do it the first time. And I told her, I said, don't you need to mark, because he had a crack that was going up in his coffin bone. I said, that needs to be marked. That way that thing's not going to splinter on the way up, the rest of the way up in there. She's like, well, my God, I never thought about that. So she did it. And after she did it, I started cleaning my horse's hooves myself. But honey, it like to kill me that guy went and sold my horse out from underneath me like that. Oh, you can bring him down on my property. I've got all kinds of land. My stupid ass did it. He just wanted my horse down there so he could sell it. Sold my horse for $4,000. But then after I seen where my horse was at, and he done made him a little girlfriend, I couldn't take him away from that guy. I just couldn't. Because I only had a couple acres of land my horse could run on. And I wanted him to have a happy life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I loved him enough to let him go. Elisa says, y'all make me want to move out there just to gain your accents. She loves them. She said, do you think New Yorkers have an accent? Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Depending
Did
on
you
your
hear us
area.
talk? Is it the same feeling I have the other way? Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I love your accent.
It's like,
I have friends that live in New York, and I love their accent.
and all of them are different, because I have one that has the real strong Brooklyn like accent. So they're like coffee and pike and
Yeah,
bye.
bring me a bagel over here. I love to hear them talk. We had some friends to move down here from New Jersey. And let me tell you, these were Italian people. They made some of the best Italian food I'd ever ate in my life, honey. They could cook. Very, very good-hearted people, too. What? Stromboli, yes. They made, oh my God, I never ate it. And then let me tell you, that was the best Stromboli I've ever had in my life. They were very good people. We became like family instead of friends. They ended up moving back to New Jersey. A couple, I think the youngest daughter lives in Florida where her dad died, and she went ahead and stayed in the apartment. And this girl wasn't but 13 years old when her daddy died. She done had 2 kids by then. So they considered her an adult because she did have 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
She stayed right there in that apartment, honey, and she's raising her kids on her own. Very good girl.
So I don't think my accent is that strong though for West Virginia, because I've heard worse.
Well, let me tell you, I know I've got a strong accent. My brother-in-law lives in Florida, and he's like, I love to hear you talk. And I'm like, why? He said, because you've got that deep South Southern accent.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, hell, I've lived here all my life. I should have that deep South Southern accent.
It's like my stepmom is originally from North Carolina, so some of the words she still says you can tell. Like instead of saying daddy, she goes daddy. Right? So
You do have an accent, Elisa. You can tell that you live in New York.
mhm.
But it's pretty. It's a pretty accent.
It's not the strong coffee.
Hey, Elisa, do you call a potato or a tater?
Potato, potato.
Or do you call a tomato a mater or a tomato?
Do you
She said, yeah, I've
say
got a deep accent.
do you
What?
say
Dwayne said, close the window, make him a sandwich with a mater on it.
okay, how about
You know,
this?
I'll catch myself sometimes too. She says potato. And I'll catch myself sometimes too when I'm talking. I'll say, where's that at? Instead of where's that at? I'll
And
say, where's that at?
you say worser instead of worse.
Worse.
Hmm. Oh, do you say either
Potato with the
or do
strong
you say neither?
Do
It's
what now?
okay. This is the same word, but I've heard it 3 different ways. You ready?
Yeah.
Do you say either, neither, or either?
Well, it depends. It depends how I say it.
Normally here in West Virginia, I hear people say, I neither. And I'm like, either?
I don't say either. I usually say either.
I've always said either, but I think it's because I have so many pen pals in other areas that I kind of
Yeah.
merge accents because when I
E-
was in Rhode Island for about a week and I was hanging out with Leanne, I started saying
Now
like
listen to this. My daughter, and I catch myself doing it too. And it's instead of saying water,
water,
water. Sounds
water.
like it's got a D in it. Water.
Okay, how about this one? In West Virginia, instead of saying Ohio, they go Ohio. That bugs me for some reason. And then um instead of Washington State, it's Washington State.
Yeah, Washington. Now I
And
say Washington.
okay, wait a minute.
Do you
Instead,
call it? Do you call pants or breeches?
or do you call them trousers?
Yeah.
Um, do you know West Virginia is mostly, where people settled from Ireland and Scotland?
Tennessee is too.
Um, they consider our English basically a muddled version of what they used to sound like when they moved here.
Wow.
But another word my dad likes to say, and this is funny. He gets excited instead of saying climb or jump together, he calls it clum.
Elisa said my uncle Will used to say everything with a R, closet, closet instead of closet. Ha ha. I call pants pants. I call pants breeches. Like pull your breeches up. You know how those little boys like to run around sagging with half their butt hanging out the top of their pants? That irks me. I'm like, hey, dude, pull your breeches up. They're like, huh? Your pants? Pull your pants up.
Do you call it pop? Do you call it soda? Or do you call it soda pop?
Soda pop. Sometimes I call it soda.
See, because when Brittany and I,
Get me a yellow soda and a moon pie.
when when my sister and I went to California, boy, she embarrassed the shit out of me. Because of course, this guy was an asshole too. You got to understand that. But we went into this restaurant and Brittany was tired and she says, "Can I have a pop?" He's like, "What, a pop in the nose?" And I said, "Bring me a soda." And then She's like, "Can I have everything on that hamburger?" He's like, "What, everything on the menu?" Because usually here, everything on a hamburger is lettuce, tomato, pickles, salad dressing,
Yeah.
and mustard and ketchup. Well, Aunt Ruby,
What was that?
Ruby, when she lays on her back, she snores louder. And but because they fix their burgers, there's everything on the burgers there in California is not the same in West Virginia.
Right.
So I had to tell her. And Brittany's like, "Well, he didn't have to be rude." I'm like, "No, he didn't have to be rude." And she's like, "Well, how do you know all this stuff?" I was like, "Brittany, I have friends that live everywhere, remember?"
Let me tell you what my husband did one day. God, I wanted to get up and walk out. We went into a Japanese restaurant.
Oh, Lord.
Well, we go in there and the lady sets us down, takes us to her table, and she's like, "What would you like today?" He's like, "Well, do you have any one dog soup?" I'm like, "Shut your mouth." Little did we know, 2 weeks later, that restaurant got busted because they found like 7 dogs hanging up in there. That's where everybody's dogs were going. They were catching people's dogs and taking them in and stringing them up and cleaning them. They said that was for their own consumption. I don't believe that. I believe that red meat that was on that stick was dog.
Here's a weird. Not all Japanese people eat that. That's just like, let's call it the hillbilly Japanese, you know? But, oh, I took Dad to the Japanese restaurant here, and he's like, "Don't give me any of that hot water soup now." Where they put like, I get what he's talking about because it's onion soup.
Yeah, a few scallions in the top of it and put a couple of bouillon cubes in there.
Uh-huh. But he's like,
Now, I'm going to tell you this. I know for a fact they've got thousands of pigeons, okay, in the
mhm.
back of the building in these pens. We've seen them. And they was honest about it, which I love wonton soup. They stuff the meat that's in the wonton soup is pigeon. And I can be sick as a dog. I don't know. I know it's pigeon they put in there and whatever their other spices are, the scallion onions and whatever, but I can be sick as a dog. And I promise you, every time I've been sick, I've had Dwayne to go get me some of that wonton soup. Man, it's like after I drink it or eat it, within a couple of hours, I'm already feeling better.
It's because I hate to say it, sometimes certain things we don't think taste good, but pigeon probably has maybe good shit in it. I don't know.
Mhm.
Um, but I like seaweed salad because okay. It's vegan. It's claimed to be vegan, but it has, like, where it's in the sea with around the fish, it still has omega-3s on it.
Why does it stink so bad?
What?
The seaweed.
Because how does fish smell?
Well, that's what it smells like. It's a nasty ass old fish.
Well, it doesn't taste that way. But I can have the omega-3s without having any fish and it still be vegan vegetarian.
Hang on. Let me see what I was in this seaweed.
I'm sorry, guys. Ruby sounds like she's farting, but I put her on her side, but she still sounds like a grown ass 300-pound person that needs a CPAP machine to sleep. Can you imagine a
It says,
person with CPAP machines on? What?
Kelly, you had roasted seaweed?
Yeah.
C's gift, roasted seaweed snack. So I can just eat it like that?
Mm-hmm. Or you can put it on like a salad or something.
Well, I'm going to try it.
You're gonna hate it. Have that.
Probably. I didn't like anything else I tried earlier.
You might need to
Yes,
get that since you don't like it.
I'm one of those meat and potato girls. I don't like all that shit.
I think I was born in the state.
Ew. Ew, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
You eat that, Cal?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it might be good in salads, that's why I got it. I thought, well, does this stuff give you energy? Somebody told me it did.
Yes.
That's why I got it.
It's got plant-based protein in it.
This don't smell bad. Well, kinda.
Just try it.
It's got that, hey, you just want to see me barf on.
No, I want to see your face.
You just want to see me barf on videos, all that is.
Mm-mm.
Phoenix says, yep, it's pretty good. You like this stuff, Phoenix? I gotta build up my nerve.
Man, you remind me of those jelly bean challenges that we did on Weave.
Oh my God.
And then you
Boy, those were bad.
I know, right?
Put the seaweed in the blended drink.
Yeah,
So it'd be, would it make it taste fishy like if I put it in a smoothie?
No, I usually put seaweed in a when I have it.
Okay, guys. Here goes nothing.
I hate it, y'all.
Kel just wants to see me puke.
No,
That's as big as a piece I'm taking.
I just know how you are.
Ooh, Kel. Oh my God. Oh my God. That tastes like a rotten ass fish.
I will tell you, seaweed salad where it's wet, it's wet seaweed.
Yeah.
It tastes better, and they put this really nice dressing on top of it.
So let me ask you something. Is this the green stuff you see floating in the ocean?
Mm-hmm.
And people eat this.
Mm-hmm.
Not this old girl. I'll box all this shit up and send it to you because I'm not eating it.
Okay.
Damn seaweed. Roasted.
Seaweed stuff you got?
Yeah, roasted seaweed.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can still taste that funky.
Look good to me.
Yeah, ew is right, Elisa. Ew.
Uh-huh. Right. Uh-huh.
Maybe you should put one of the brownie pieces back in your mouth. At least that tasted better.
What?
You want a turkey and ham sandwich?
Uh-uh.
You might want to get the taste out of your mouth. So that'd probably be better.
Dwayne, I think I need some toilet paper. I accidentally sneezed.
Your pilot job always been on your face. Not all for it.
He said.
It's something that you don't even say. I mean,
He said. He'd
normally you'd be like, get your ass back there and give me some toilet paper.
He'd say, that's not something you'd say. You'd say, get your ass back there and get me some toilet paper. But I really don't talk to him like that. He's lying. But he knows. He's like, no, you're.
I mean, 30 years
You're
together,
joking.
it's gonna be hard to get me.
This is the nastiest stuff known to man. And how you can stomach this,
But you're a woman, so why couldn't you
or
go
woman. So how
sit down to man?
shut up.
Well, when you're so used to eating
Here,
that
Gail.
stuff, it's like your taste buds change and stuff I used to like. Like, I can't eat a lot of sweet stuff anymore.
Oh,
Well, you can have his shit, sissy, because I'm just not eating it.
Mail it to me then the first month,
Yep, I will.
along with my phone. Forget it made.
Hey, you know what? This would be something funny I'd like to see Xavier eat. He might like it. He likes weird stuff.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, salty nose seaweed. And you know what? Now that you mentioned it, Phoenix, I don't even really want to go there. But yeah, you know how you cough certain stuff up that's gross anyway? And it leaves that disgusting taste in your mouth? That's exactly what that tastes like. But with a little fishy
Do you know what?
rotten fish smell to it.
Your face looked like the time that you ate that barf jelly bean.
We got these jelly beans, Harry Pot. Was it Bean Boozled?
Yeah, Bean Boozled.
We got Bean Boozled because everybody was doing the challenge. You had to do the Bean Boozled challenge. And you got these jelly beans, and they were really, some of them were good, but some of them were
Like
really
was
bad.
toothpaste. The toothpaste one was good.
Baby wipes,
That one
green
was
grass, boogers, dog food, moldy cheese, sour milk.
there was
And I was the one that ended up getting all the raunchy ones. And I'm telling the barf, oh my God.
it does taste like barf.
Yes, and it lingers in your palate. No matter what you do, you're not getting that out. Yeah, earwax too. Gross.
Oh, do you remember rotten egg?
Yeah, that was bad. It almost made me not even want to eat eggs for a year after that.
Oh, see, because I couldn't find the Bean Boozled ones, but I did find the Harry Potter ones, which are similar.
Elisa said, Phoenix said earwax and vomit. Yeah, those two. Elisa said, I used to hate so many foods after my pregnancy. No, I like everything I used to absolutely hate. And oh my God, those damn jelly beans are disgusting. The puke, boogers, and popcorn. Now, I'm not going to lie, I like the popcorn.
Tastes like burnt popcorn to me.
They had stinky feet too. Remember those?
Sticky socks. But they had some good ones. Like they had coconut. They had like lemon,
No,
strawberry.
they're not, Phoenix.
Hmm?
Phoenix said, all those raunchy ones, none of those flavors are good. Heck no, they're not good.
The only one that I actually liked that was supposed to be gross, I liked the one that said it was grass.
I like that one too. Is that not weird?
And then I liked the one that tasted like toothpaste.
And that dog food one?
It actually tasted like the old Roy dog food smells.
Yeah, Lisa said it makes me want to recreate and go buy them, the Harry Potter ones. The Harry Potter ones has got even grosser ones than the Bean Boozled.
Yeah, they do.
I want to tell you, back some YouTubers, they will go and do those ghost pepper challenges and the really like so many 1,000 scores hot.
Oh, did you see they got one for a gummy bear? It's like the world's hottest gummy bear.
Yes, but here's the thing, guys. I do not like hot stuff, nor does my stomach. And if I was to eat one of those peppers, I'd be in the hospital. My grandson's like, Mamo, I want to try these. This kid eats hot stuff all the time. Those what they call Takis.
Yeah.
He loves those things and eats them by the handful. He
I
had
like
me get some of those
jalapeno.
ghost peppers. Kimmy's little stupid boyfriend trying to be a big bad guy. He is sitting and eating those. I mean, like grabbing 5 or 6 up, putting them in his mouth and chewing them up. Me seeing the sweat beads form on the brow of his eye. I'm like, dang, dude, your face is turning red. You're telling me those aren't hot? Nope. He swallows real big. Nope. They ain't bothering me. I'm like, go ahead and eat you another handful. I said, that's a ghost pepper. I said, if your stomach don't feel it, your butthole's going to. Well, he grabbed up another big handful and chewed them up. Second dose, because I made him sit and let him salivatate in his mouth. He was like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I said, well, stupid. I said, you should have known that because the ghost pepper will creep up on you.
Yep.
And it lasts. I took a little seed and stuck it onto my tongue because I just want to see how hot it would get. Oh, honey, it lit me up.
I like jalapenos, but that's the only hottest ones I'll do.
You've had it in buttered popcorn, Phoenix? I can't handle habaneros anymore. Honey, I can't handle nothing hot like that.
Not me anymore.
Elisa says, I don't know how people do hot food like that. It just hurts. And like, why would you want to do that to yourself? Ha ha ha, spicy food also gives me sores on my thing. Yes. My
Yeah.
daughter, Kimberly, she inherited, you know how things skip generations? My mother has kept mouth ulcers all of her life, off and on, all of her life. And after all the years of her, having to go through hell with those things, she was watching Dr. Oz one day, and he was talking about people with mouth ulcers.
Mm-hmm.
He said when you first feel that little sting that you feel before the ulcer starts to grow, and it takes 15 days for them to go away once they start,
Yep.
because they just get bigger and bigger. My daughter would have hundreds of them in her mouth. You're not supposed to eat chocolate and spicy foods, tomatoes, stuff like that, or even your nerves can make them flare up.
Mm-hmm.
My mom found out as soon as you feel that sting, take baking soda and dab it on it. Instantly, the next day it kills it, it's gone. Thank
Yep.
God she figured that out. Now, she's been doing it a couple of years, but poor little Kimberly, she just goes through hell with them. And
Well,
it had skipped a
some of them
generation
are.
and went to her instead of me.
Do you believe it's already 12:30? No wonder I'm getting sleepy.
Wow. Yeah, I've got ulcers too, Phoenix. I can't
I've got
eat
some.
anything hot like that. It will kill me. I'll end up in
Yeah,
the hospital.
I got stomach ulcers too. That's why I can't eat greasy stuff
Yeah,
or meat, because red meat bothers my stomach too.
yeah. Um, her doctor had put her on. You guys ever heard of Nexium, the purple pill?
Yeah.
They had her on that for the longest time, and it helped her for a little bit, and then it didn't help her anymore. And then they put her on Prevacid, and oh my God, I mean, my poor child. I think it's her nerves. I really do.
Have they not tried Cymbalta for her nerves?
I think that's what she's on right now, Kel.
Because that's what I'm on.
Because when Ryan, I'm not going to say killed himself because
When,
that kid, that kid
don't
didn't do it.
don't put it out in the atmosphere, because we talked
Yeah,
about anyway. Because if Cymbalta doesn't work for her, try Fexer, because a Fexer is basically the same as Cymbalta. It's like a sister version of it.
right,
Has a little slight difference, but it still works. I had, because I take Cymbalta for my nerves, because where I'm starting to get that fibromyalgia stuff in my back.
right.
Um,
It does me like that too, Phoenix. And I love orange juice and I love milk, but I'm so lactose taught. I
yeah.
can't I can't eat anything that's dairy. Can't drink anything that's dairy. Oh my
Now,
God.
do you understand why I'm mostly vegan?
I mean, things that I love,
Do
they
you
don't love
know?
me.
Well, here's the thing. If you guys have dairy allergies and you love ice cream like I do, but it doesn't agree with you, get the dairy-free ice cream or the dairy-free yogurt.
Yeah, I do get dairy-free yogurt a lot.
Try the Too Good yogurt, sis. Oh my God, delicious.
Well, my lovely ladies, it is 12:22.
Mm.
Um, I don't know for 100% sure. Um, my husband said that for sure we'll go to Mount Rural tomorrow. I'm anxious for you guys to see this place, and I'm anxious to go and investigate it. Um,
Well, if you want to call me while you're investigating, if you want me to do like a remote viewing on it, I'll give
this
you.
place is humongous.
But you know what I mean, sis. If you want a remote viewing while you're there, if I sense anything.
Yeah, I will. But guys, if we get back early enough tomorrow to where I can edit that video and get it on my channel, we may pull that in. And I may be coming, me and Kel may be coming from you guys from a different platform tomorrow night because I want to be able to show you guys, be able to watch the movie, the video with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we can do Zoom tomorrow, and if you need help learning how to use it, I'll show you.
But it's been fun. Love you guys. Thank you for coming in and spending your time with us. And please don't forget to hit that like button,
Subscribe
ladies.
button in the describe.
And Turn your
subscribe,
notification bell on. That way, when we upload, you know it. All
subscribe,
right, guys.
like, comment,
Share.
share,
All that good YouTube stuff.
all that
All
good
right,
stuff.
ladies. Love you guys. Be
Bye,
safe.
ladies and gents.
Tomorrow.
Be kind to each other.
Yes. Bye.
Hey.
I ain't gonna say bye later on. Good night. Kelly was tired. She done jumped off with a quickness, didn't she? All right, ladies. See you guys tomorrow.